Cradle, Dogs of Fount, Chapter 41, Part 2. You're on Fount's side, Arturo said. I didn't know we had a friggin' embassy here, let alone anywhere else. That is why I admire your thirst for the truth. Unlike you, I have lots to fear being in a position such as mine. Since Cyphus' emergence years back, I have lived in the Viper's Pit. That is why I seem so calm to you, because today the wolves are planning and they don't need me to do any dirty work. He finished his rum and set the glass down gently. What can I do? Arturo asked. Just then the door opened and a man in a motorcycle helmet and leather jacket entered. He gripped the helmet from the bottom and removed it and shook his black hair loose. Samuel, the bartender greeted. That was enough to ease both the fountains. I wasn't born a man of faith, but after the past decade I learned things. I saw things fall into place just as it was written. In Cyphus I see a blackness set to finally end humanity, the man explained. You mean the Bible? Arturo asked. Some people believe a continuation of that text has emerged, the man said and swallowed. So what do you take from all this? Arturo asked and noticed just how dim the bar was by the murkiness that smudged the man's facial features. Ryan Cyphus wants Fount destroyed because it is a place that will heal the world if the prophecy is fulfilled. I don't have all the details, but Fount is in the balance. It could either tip into peace or fall into darkness, igniting chaos, the diplomat explained. Arturo didn't know how to swallow that information. He believed in God and the Bible, but his life rarely dealt with issues of faith. It was more the business of trying to survive and get in pleasure when there was space and time. Arturo looked in the face of the man, and he saw a clear sincerity in the way his eyes were clear and how he had held his face. Tell me, where to get the answers? Arturo asked. A man who can't afford fear, the man smiled and went into his pocket. He pulled out a business card. This man knows the prophecy more than anyone else I know. He handed the general the card. I don't care about the prophecy. I need something I can work with, man. That is where you will find your part, General. The battle plan lies within the prophecy, my friend. Arturo shook his head and guzzled the rest of his cola. He looked at the man again as he put the card in his inner jacket pocket. Arturo let go of the fight and knew if he had to see this man again, he'd find him easily enough. I guess it's safer if you don't tell me your name yet, Arturo asked. You'll know my name soon enough, but let Cyphus reveal it to you. If he tries to read you, your eyes won't lie. They nodded at each other. The quad corps approached the opulent cathedral from the west and above. From his seat, Arturo could see that the church took up a city block, with the main building and 3 ones spaced around it. The gold on the spires that reached probably 100 feet glinted with the sun. The skyscrapers towered over the cathedral, but they failed to rob it of any of its grandeur. The cab descended easily and let Arturo out in front of the auxiliary building with the nameplate Birch House. He stepped on the sidewalk and noticed the quiet that surrounded this area. He could hear the whisper of traffic a block down the street and the cooing of the pigeons that were near feeding on the seed spread on the ground. He saw a priest in robes of red and orange walking toward the main building on the path lined with bushes, vines, and smaller trees. Arturo took this path and knew he'd probably find Robert Gentry, the priest in question, in the main cathedral. The instructions over the screen were quite vague, but he'd find the man sooner or later. As he walked down the path, the greenery got even more thick, and the closer he got to the main building, the leaves almost looked like a tunnel urging him on to the light at the end of the path. It was warm inside this vortex of plant life, and although there were a few bees, the general stayed at ease as they buzzed by his face. He could hear gurgling water on the other side of the wall of plants, and the peace was just about to enter his mind if he allowed himself to give in. He found himself appreciative of the experience once out of the path and at the steps up to the cathedral.